What's up, everyone? Charles Smith here with another story from my project in progress, Aesop the Athlete. So these stories were inspired by the fables of Aesop. He's written a number of stories that centered around animals, and they all have a moral at the end. I decided to update them and modernize them by making them young athletes. Today's story focuses on soccer. So let's get to it. The Shepherd's Boy and the Wolf. No one was more elusive on the soccer field than Shep Herder. His feet zigged, zagged, stepped, and spun so quick around the field that he was rarely touched. And even though he did most of the scoring for the Rams, his passes were as beautiful as his goals. It was safe to say that Shep Herder was not only loved by his teammates, but they trusted him as well. The Rams used their strong bond and Shep's quick feet to advance through the playoffs all the way to the championship game. Though the Rams were quick and worked as a team, their opponent, the Wolves, were strong and aggressive. So they tested Shep. They tried to surround him, but Shep was too quick. He stepped, spun, faked, and danced by one defender before racing into the open field. He zigged to the left to avoid another defender, but two wolves slid in front of him for a tackle, and Shep dropped to the ground. "Ah!" Shep cried. "My ankle!" The two wolves smirked as Shep clutched at his left ankle. But the smirks disappeared when the referee raced over. He pointed to each of the wolves and then held up a yellow card. Shep turned his face to the grass to hide a smile of his own as his teammates came over. Shep allowed them to help him up, but within seconds, there he was, zigging and zagging around the field again with ease. The Wolves finally managed to surround Shep, but not before he passed the ball. Within seconds, the ball made its way back to Shep, and he scored off a beautiful pass. Unfortunately, the Ram teammate that passed him the ball had his legs taken out from under him by one of the Wolves just as he passed the ball. The Ram lay in agony on the ground, and once again, a yellow card was raised for the Wolves player. But unlike Shep, the Ram couldn't stand and had to be carried off the field. The Rams brought in a sub, but another wolf attacked his legs and immediately took him out. The Wolves continued to be aggressive, but so did Shep. When a few wolves tried to trap him, he darted free and scored. But minutes later, after passing the ball off, there lay Shep, rolling on the grass in pain. Two wolves had slid into him, but this time, Shep managed to leap over them. He landed on his feet, but tumbled onto the grass before clutching his left ankle again. The referee was slow to come over until Shep tried to stand up and collapsed to the ground. He dropped, rolled onto his back, and shouted out in pain, "I think I heard a pop!" The referee raced over and once again raised a yellow card. Once again, Shep smiled. Once again, Shep jumped up and was zigging and zagging all around the field with ease. The wolves growled and went into attack. Each ram that touched the ball was immediately surrounded by wolves. The Rams tried to run, but the wolves boxed them in and tired them out. One of Shep's teammates dropped to the ground with a cramp in his leg. Another sub came in, but the Wolves stayed on the attack and scored. The Wolves were now only down by one goal. Shep knew that at least 3 Wolves had a yellow card. If either of those 3 got one more, that would be a red card and they would be gone. Shep couldn't remember which of the Wolves had a yellow card, but when he saw one of the Wolves pass on the opportunity to tackle a Ram with the ball, he smiled. "I'll bet he's got one," Shep said to himself. "And he just scored their goal. They sure would miss him." The ball soon found its way under Shep's foot, and the Rams were on the attack. Shep zigged and zagged, spun and stepped, and made his way over to the wolf that had just scored, the wolf with the yellow card. The closer Shep got to him, the more the wolf tried to back off. They need at least one more goal to tie, Shep thought, but that'll be hard to do if they lose their best player. Shep let the ball stray away from him so the wolf could go after it. The wolf took the bait and darted in to steal the ball, but just as he lunged a foot at the ball, Shep tangled his feet with the wolf and dropped to the ground. Once again, Shep lay rolling on the ground, but unlike before, the referee was nowhere to be found. Since there was no whistle, the wolf took off with the ball. Shep tried to get up, but when he did, he collapsed to the ground. Play continued, and the Wolves scored as Shep lay on the ground. A few Rams came over. Shep wasn't smiling now. "I think I heard a pop," Shep said. "Can you help me up?" "That's what you said last time," a teammate said, folding his arms. "I mean it this time," Shep said. "I don't think I can even stand." Once again, Shep tried to stand. Once again, he collapsed. But this time, 2 Rams held on to him. Another Ram came up, and they carried him off the field. No more zigging, zagging, stepping, or spinning for Shep. And with all 3 of the Rams' substitutions gone, the Rams took the field with 1 less player than the Wolves. Sitting on the sideline with his ankle wrapped in ice, all Shep Herder could do was watch as the Wolves attacked his Rams with ease. They tied the game instantly and added 2 more goals, winning the championship before the final buzzer sounded. The moral of the story is, no one believes a liar. I hope you enjoyed that story. Make sure to check out the others in the Aesop the Athlete series, and I'll see you soon.